Yeah, good morning to all of you. And those are some of the hazards of working online. Then you don't know whether your mic is on or off. So we'll learn over a period of time. But uh, this helps us also not only to make a balance between home and work, but also make your family participants in the your work profile. So thank you very much for inviting me, and good morning to all of you, Mr. Shivastav, Pankaj, Mohit Raji, and other distinguished participants. At the outset, let me congratulate you for organizing this event. In spite of the challenges, I see that we are trying to put together our activities. We are trying to become normal and taking the activities further. But I see that these are critical times because of various reasons. And it may not be business as usual. Although all of us who have become quite senior, we always think that, okay, no, this is business as usual. It will improve after some time, or it will again come back to our way of thinking. But I feel that no, it may not come back to the same. And all of us will need to learn something. And by learning, we need to adapt to new way of working. And one example of this uh, online conferences itself, if we had organized this maybe 3 years ago, I'm sure this would have been shot down by a large number of people. But we are able to do it. We are able to move forward. And at some places, this creates an efficiency amongst the systems. Maybe earlier at the drop of the hat, we used to plan the meeting, but any meeting will take 6 months. But now if we decide, okay, today morning, let's have a meeting in the evening. And I will give example of my office. And we are finding it difficult to make the people's mind to change. When we talk of the meeting, they will say, sir, let's do next week. I will say, no, I'm not talking of next week. I'm talking today, 5 p.m. Wherever you are, why don't you log in? If you are traveling in the car, just connect with your phone. There are 2, 3 items. Let's discuss and wrap this up. Why delay these things? So I'm just giving an example that how things are changing, and not just because of the COVID, because of various other things. Number one, I will point out that why we are in critical times is that the prices of energy have shot up like anything, and especially of the fossil fuels. You see, the coal prices have increased, natural gas prices have increased, and oil prices have increased, and all of them are impacting the growth of the nation, especially like India, who aspire to become a 5 trillion economy, 10 trillion economy. We need to provide job opportunities to our youth population. So how do we meet these challenges? So this cannot go as business as usual. And if you see our dependency on the fossil fuels and their import, again, that puts a dampener in our aspirations. As a result, if you recall Prime Minister's address to the nation on 15th August, he has given a clarion call that let's become energy independent. And he has fixed a target that up to 47, when India becomes 100 years, India celebrates its 100 years of independence. Let's become energy independent also. Now, energy independent here doesn't mean isolation, but you should be able to sufficiently produce energies to meet your requirement. And I would like to share with you that these were not just the lectures, but all these have started translating down the line. We have started making milestones, we have started making activity chart, and everybody has started working on those action points. And now simultaneously, if you see, one is the energy prices, and second is now COP26 is taking place. Now there is a pressure to reduce the carbon footprint. Now, if I see it that we are having like a double whammy. Now, at one side, you are not allowing us to use carbon fossil fuels. If you want to use, you are increasing the prices. Other time, you are saying don't use them. So it's becoming a dilemma. 2 years ago, we were talking of this as energy dilemma, that these things can happen. Today, we are seeing that. We are actually seeing that dilemma. Prices have increased, our needs have increased, economy has recovered, and COP26 is taking place. Now pressure is there, reduce the carbon footprint. So what is going to happen in this scenario? Now why I say that this is not business as usual, because two components which have come into this picture is, which will make this times are different is, one is the financing, and second is technology, especially the digital technology. The financing will be difficult because the finance community have started moving away. Now they are not very keen to invest in oil and gas. They are moving away. Activist investors have come into the picture. If you have read the news, like ExxonMobil, there are 3 board members who have come through on account of effort of one entity which is holding less than 1% shares. But they have been able to put pressure on other investors that let the companies change their way of working. So when investment community finances will put pressure on the companies, companies will not have any option but to move away. Now, this is also being aided by the technologies, especially digital technologies, social media especially. Now the society has become more conscious that no, we need to move away from fossil fuels, we need to have a more greener planet, and this is being influenced by some of the events which are taking place. For example, floods are taking place. Unseasonal rains are taking place. Intensity of rains is taking place, which is different. Now, if you see, if you read some of the weather-related events, the intensity of rains have increased, but some of the areas are facing droughts. Now, if I mention that large number of districts in Northeast are having droughts, nobody will believe it. Nobody will believe it, and even our friends in Northeast will not know this. But the rains which used to take place in Northeast, if you reduce the quantity of rains, then that is a drought for that region. Like a Cherrapunji area, like all of us used to read that this is one of the highest rainfall area. But this is a drought area now. You know, you have to start drinking water scheme, agriculture scheme for this. So this is aiding the decision of the community, decision of the youth who are putting pressure, who are putting pressure on the finances, and as a result, you will have to basically take into account the financing community's interest and their lack of interest in the investment. So these are 2-3 things which will make these times as critical, and as a result, the companies will have to change. You will have only 2 options. Either change with the flow or tide against the flow, and the result you know. If you are not with the times, this you will have to get out of the way. You will be lost, and nobody will hear about your companies maybe after 5 years. So this is the time that you will have to start rethinking how do we go about our business. And as a result, this summit is very, very critical. That we need oil and gas, no doubt about that. At least in short to medium terms. We can't change overnight. So we will have to import oil and gas, and we will have to produce more oil and gas. And that's where the industry of upstream becomes critical. So investment in oil and gas will have to continue for some time. And as a result, we will have to focus on the upstream. But there are critical things like how to decarbonize the oil and gas production. And that's a topic which you have mentioned also. And I'm sure at the end of the summit, some workable solutions will come out. Second, you will have to start looking at how do you transition to the new energy forms. What is the upstream industry specialize in? It specializes in gas, gas production, gas transportation, gas uses, regulation of gas. So all these attributes give you an opportunity to transition to a hydrogen production era. And our Prime Minister has declared that we will become a hydrogen hub of the world. So that's another one issue which I would like to encourage you to think. Can upstream industry transition to hydrogen? And all nations, all upstream companies worldwide have started thinking on this. And another critical thing which is should be at the heart of the upstream industry is the carbon capture. You are more specialized in this. You are the only segment of the business who can take care of this. Till we have green energy, can you capture the carbon which is thrown in the atmosphere? If we can capture this, then half of our solution is already there. So I think these are some of the thoughts I thought that let me share with you. And with these critical times and the attributes of these times, I encourage you to think on those lines, move out of the business as usual scenario. And I'm sure all of you are extremely talented people, and you will come out with some good implementable solutions. More important is bring all people together. Let the people think on these lines. And once we think together, we can find solution to anything, let alone energy. We can find solution to anything. And as we say that we are more than 1 billion people, and when we sit together, we can do anything. I wish you all the best and success for the event. Thank you very much.